Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another session of AI and drug discovery course. This is part 3 of QSAR modeling, where we will calculate molecular descriptors and fingerprints. These descriptors and fingerprints will form the feature set for our machine learning models, which we will build in the next session. Before we dive into coding part, let's recall what we are calculating. So, molecular descriptors are simply numbers that represent chemical properties of a molecule into its measurable value that a computer can process. There are different categories of descriptors. Like constitutional descriptors are the simplest one. They just count basic features such as how many atoms, bonds, or rings a molecule has. Then we have topological descriptors that focus on how the atoms are connected. They describe the molecular connectivity and overall network structure. Geometrical descriptors that capture the three-dimensional shape of molecule and help us to understand the size, volume, and arrangement of molecules. Together, these descriptors translate the chemical structure into numbers, and these numerical representation allows machine learning algorithm to treat molecules as data and perform modeling and prediction tasks. Fingerprints, on the other hand, are binary vectors representing the presence or absence of a specific substructure in a molecule. For example, we have a different types of fingerprints. Like we have PubChem fingerprints that contain 881 bit vectors, where each bit corresponds to a specific structural feature. Suppose you have a SMILES string of a molecule for which you want to calculate molecular fingerprint. So the first step is to represent that molecule in a form suitable for fingerprint calculation. So this usually means converting the SMILES string into a molecular object or graph using appropriate algorithms. So once we have the molecular representation, we identify atomic centric features. These are the characteristics associated with individual atoms, such as atom type, the presence of functional group, or hybridization. The next step is fragmentation. Here we break the molecule into smaller substructures or fragments. So these fragments can be as simple as single atom or a more complex, that representing the chemical substructures like functional group or rings present in the molecule. For example, in a molecule, we might identify fragments like hydroxy group, methyl group, or benzene ring. So there are many more possible fragments depending on the complexity. So after fragmentation, we need to generate the fingerprints, which is the vector of zeros and ones. This is done using hashing method, which maps the fragments into a fixed sized binary vector. So in this vector, each bit represents the presence equals to 1 or absence equals to 0 of a specific feature in the molecule. Let's consider an example. We have predefined structural keys for 10 fingerprints, and each key corresponds to a structural feature. So in order to generate the XYZ fingerprint for a molecule, we compare the molecular features to the keys in the fingerprint pattern. For example, here the first bit might represent the presence of fluorine atom in a molecule. If the molecule doesn't have fluorine, that bit is 0. So the fingerprint for fluorine. Similarly, and the second bit might represent a hydroxy group. If the molecule has it, the bit is equals to 1. In the same manner, all of the other bits are calculated similarly. So by the end, we have a binary vector representing the molecule in the form of zeros and 1. But we don't need to do all of this manually. There are software tools that can handle it. One of the most widely used is PaDEL, which can calculate 2D and 3D descriptors as well as 12 different type of fingerprints. These fingerprints contain predefined structural keys. Like we have PubChem fingerprints that contain 881 bits. So in this session, we use padelpy, and that is a Python wrapper for PaDEL descriptor software. So let's move to the Google Colab notebook and see how it works. The first thing, we need to install our package padelpy. Padelpy allows us to calculate descriptors and fingerprints directly from Python. Next, we import the libraries we need, pandas and numpy for data handling purpose, and padelpy. This paddle descriptor is the main function to calculate descriptor and fingerprints. Now we load our previously saved Lipinski descriptor file, which contain the canonical Ismail Campbell IDs for our compound. So here in this session, we are using this same data set that we prepared in the last session. We only need two columns, this molecular Campbell ID and these canonical Ismails. Let's extract them into a new data frame. Because for calculating molecular descriptor and fingerprints, we only need the canonical Ismails of chemical compounds. And make sure that we have a correct order of columns. Ismail columns first, Campbell ID column second. So here we extracted two columns from our actual data, canonical Ismail and molecular Campbell ID. So basically, PaDEL works with .smi or SDF file. These are the standard format for storing chemical structures in a way that descriptor and fingerprint software can understand them. So for our calculation, we only need canonical Ismail string because these are the clean standardized representation of the molecules. So in this line of code, we convert our canonical Ismail column into .smi format. Because for descriptor or fingerprint calculation, we only need canonical Ismail strings. Here, we do not include Campbell ID in this conversion because PaDEL uses only the Ismails for calculation. So let's convert our canonical Ismail data into .smi file using pandas function. Here we set index equals to none and header equals to none. This is important because PaDEL expect a clean input of Ismails only without any header and index number. If these index or headers are present in your data in list, so PaDEL will not read the file correctly. So here you can see in this ismailcampbell.smi file, we only have the canonical Ismails. This is the file we will use to calculate fingerprints and descriptors. Each line contains a single Ismail string and we will link it back to the Campbell ID later when combining the fingerprints with the metadata for machine learning. Now we are ready to calculate the pubchem fingerprints using the paddle descriptor function. So a paddle descriptor function is a very versatile function. You can pass multiple argument here to it to customize what gets calculated. So this mole underscore directory indicates the input file, smile files, and d underscore file is the output directory that we will save our data as a pubchem fingerprint.csv file. And here the fingerprints equals to true tells paddle to calculate fingerprints. By default, paddle descriptor calculate the pubchem fingerprints. And this reorder equals to true is important because that ensures that output rows stay in the same order as the input file. Because we excluded the Campbell ID, so for the identification purpose, we need to retain the same order as input file. If you visit the official padelpy GitHub page and scroll down to the command line wrapper section, you will see all the available options here. For example, you can calculate 2D descriptors. You can calculate 2D descriptors and 3D descriptors or both. Similarly, fingerprints, when fingerprints equals to true, it calculates pubchem fingerprints by default. We have other option like to convert molecule into 3D structure or some other data cleaning steps as well, like remove salt from the molecule or 3D coordinate standardization. So for each argument, you need to set it to true or false depending on what you want to do. For example, if you want to calculate 2D structure as well, so you need to specify d underscore 2D equals to similarly for a 3D structure. Since in this lecture we are only calculating fingerprints, we will set fingerprints equals to true. This will calculate the pubchem fingerprints for each of the molecule. After running the paddle descriptor function, the calculation might take some time Depending on the size of your data, paddle take a bit more time. Now the process is done. To check the calculation work, look for the output file in the folder. Here you can see that pubchem underscore fingerprints.csv file has been created. This confirms that paddle has successfully generated the fingerprints. Now let's load this file into pandas data frame so we can work with it. So here each row corresponds to a molecules from our smiles and the column represent the pubchem fingerprints. Here you can see the first index column that paddle automatically create the random number for each of the smile. So these fingerprints are now ready to be combined with the other molecular data for QSAR modeling and machine learning. Now that we have fingerprints, we will combine them with canonical smiles, Cambier ID, PIC50 values, and bioactivity class column. So here we use .drop function to remove the first column, which is just a random index or ID column added by the paddle. This is not the part of actual fingerprint data. So we remove it. It doesn't contain any useful information. Now, if you want to calculate fingerprints beside PubChem, you need the corresponding XML files for each type of fingerprint. So, for your convenience, I have uploaded all the XML file to our course GitHub repository here. You can download them using this command. After downloading, unzip the folder to access all of the XML file. Once unzipped, you will see all the 12 fingerprint XML files in the temporary folder. Now, from this list, let's say we want to calculate the substructure fingerprints. So the first step is to specify the XML file name as a variable. This will make it easier to use it in the paddle descriptor function. So in this first line, we will specify the substructure fingerprint.xml file. Next, we use the same paddle descriptor function we used earlier for pubchem fingerprints. The only difference is now is that we need to specify the descriptor type by passing the variable name we just created. So this tells paddle exactly which fingerprint to calculate. So here in descriptor type, we specify the variable name structure substructure underscore FP. So by using this approach, you can calculate any of the 12 fingerprints available. In QSR literature, the most widely used fingerprints are PubChem, McCaskey's, and substructure fingerprints. So this method gives you full flexibility to generate fingerprints that best suit for your modeling needs. So that's all about today's session. In the next lecture, we will prepare our dataset for machine learning and then we will build machine learning regression and classification model for PubChem fingerprints. See you in the next session. Thank you.